Welcome to my lounge. So it's late at night, it's really hot out, and I thought, what should we do for a more casual, relaxed review? So I thought what I'd do first is we're gonna review Maker's 46, and I'm gonna do it lounging in my beanbag, because I think this is gonna be cool. So first thing you wanna do when you start doing tastings is make sure you neutralize. So if you've just eaten dinner or something spicy or something hot, try to use crackers. I only have saltine crackers. I think they're saltines. I see some salt on there, but it'll do. Let's neutralize your palate as best you can. So saltines, then you wash that down with water. So I'm gonna start by doing that. And the good news is my kids made sure to leave the little bag of saltine crackers unwound, so they're kind of stale and dry. So that was an interesting tasting experience. I'm gonna pour up some Maker's 46. This is a 375 milliliter bottle of Maker's 46, 94 proof, 47% ABV. I hear it's finished with oak staves. Yep, there it is, barrel finished with oak staves. So I don't know the whole history behind it, but I know everybody's raving about this stuff, and it's been out for a little bit, and I figured it was time for us to do a little bit of a review for everybody. I'm gonna use my Norland glasses, link below for that, because that's a good time. Oak staves, not sure what the big rave is. I don't even know why it says 46, but I'm sure it's important. It's about the taste. It's about the taste. Oh, also, I thought, we've had this for a couple weeks now, but my son's been using it. I had to drag it in from the living room because he likes to sleep, or he likes to hang out on my beanbag and play video games. But this is actually from sumolounge.com. They sent it to me and they said, hey, why don't you use this and see what you could do with it? So then I thought, hey, I've done reviews in trees. I've done them in my backyard, on my porch, but I've never done them in a beanbag before. So I thought, what the hell, let's do it. I just had to clean it up first because I have dogs. I have a dog and he likes to leave dog hair everywhere. Whew. It's burning. It's definitely burning. Now, that being said, it's at room temperature. I neutralized my face, but I haven't had any other alcohol, so it's a little bit astringent right up front. The burningness really rips through when you start doing things like juleps and things that have some striking bourbon. You want to get that flair, because this is bringing a little bit of that caramel action. It's flavorful oak, vanilla, toffee, coffee. This scent of this product is freaking awesome. It smells like a toffee sweet candy. It's warm and inviting. This is a sipper type of taste profile, yet I think it straddles the line between this and drinking it with a really beautiful cocktail. However, I really want to, because of its potency, I really want to chill it down. I want it in crushed ice. So I'm thinking like Kentucky Derby. I don't know anything about horse racing. I don't really care about horse racing at all, but I like juleps. So there's that. You know, crushing it down, adding a little citrus to it, I could see it coming out. But I really wouldn't want this in like a Manhattan, I don't think. But a whiskey sour could be interesting too, because it's very strong on the flavors, the oaks, the toffees, the caramels. One of the big key differences between this and like a Maker's Mark by itself is Maker's Mark tends to be a little bit sweet. This, because it's got the higher proof, you're losing some of that sweetness, and it's being replaced with a little bit more of that oak bomb character. I'd like to compare it to, and I think I could do this, to Devil's Cut, because that's a Jim Beam, and this is a Beam Suntory product. But Devil's Cut is a little bit more brighter oak, white oak. This is more of like that charred oak flavor to it, which brings out more rich creaminess, more caramels, more vanillas, where the lighter toast, I think, gives you a little bit more sweetness. I'm not a huge whiskey connoisseur in that level of oak charrings, but I think that's how it goes. What else did I find out? So this is 375 milliliter, $21.99 at my liquor store. You can buy a 750 for probably around $43 on the internet. I don't know what you guys have for pricing, but that's reasonable for a high-end bourbon. Some of the research I did, research was limited, it seems like it's a €6 product. I kind of like the high proof stuff. I like the proofage and it's getting easier to consume. I really like Knob Creek 120. I find that those higher proof bourbons bring a lot more rich character to them because they're able to suck it out of the barrels. I would highly prefer Maker's 46 over Maker's Mark in general, because I look at Maker's Mark as your introductory, about $24 for a full bottle, I think. It's much better than just a Jim Beam or a Jack Daniels, but at the same time, and yes, I understand not everybody's going to believe Jack Daniels is a bourbon, whatever, but I find that this is probably the category up I go when I start looking at those Knob Creeks at the $50 range. Looking at this in the mid 40s, a little bit of cost savings, not as high of a proof. 120 is pretty high, so 47 is pretty reasonable. It's a pretty good tasting bourbon. I would suggest you pick it up if you're a big bourbon fan. If you're like, I don't know anything about bourbon, go with Maker's Mark. That added sweetness is going to be easier for you to kind of adapt your palate and start working with cocktails. And since these folks at Sumo Lounge had sent me this beanbag for free, I would totally check them out at sumolounge.com. They didn't pay me to say that, but they just basically sent it to me to say, use it, tell us what you think. Here's my quick review. It's big, it's wicked heavy. So, this is heavy. Like, it's really heavy. And it comes compressed in this like little ball. It's sort of like a black hole. It's like they gave you a black hole in a box and it just shows up. And then you wait a couple of days, it expands like those little foam fish that you put in the water and they turn from a little capsule into a fish. And my son beat on it for a while and all of a sudden it was like freaking huge. But the free shipping thing's pretty neat. That's one of the cool key factors to buying large things online, is when they continue to give you that free shipping option, which makes it a whole lot easier to get here. So check that out. Check out the Maker's 46. Remember, try to cleanse your palate with some sort of crackers before you do a full test, especially if you're comparing it for a choose or a pass, because you want to get an accurate choosing or a pass. I'm going to see if there's a video around on the side someplace. If you like this type of video, more casual, just in the middle of nowhere, maybe I could do one in a tree again or something. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. We're teaching you how to drink bourbon. I'm going to bed.